In 1953, an American-British secret operation called Ajax was taking place in Iran to oust the Democratic Prime Minister Mossadegh from power. His nationalist agenda threatened Western powers, especially the Anglo-Iranian oil company's assets, which later became known as BP. The operation was successful and thwarted Iran's ambition for nationalization through democracy. Instead, a puppet monarchy regime was placed that ultimately proved despotic and created a climate for political revolution. In place of democracy, the state of Iran turned into the first Islamic republic some 30 years later, a completely non-secular state ruled by radical-minded mullahs heated on turning Iran and its people into worshippers of Shiite Islam under Sharia law, and ultimately turning religion into fanaticism and ideology. Of course, history is never a simple cause and effect in determining the future. Whether you believe in determinism or free will isn't our discourse. And above all, this is not a political film. So we start our little story of the now in a suburb 30 minutes south of Los Angeles, January 15, 2010. A young man born with an innate obsessive compulsive drive, shown here in this example of excessive clapping, dreams of making a movie, his first feature-length film. Up until now, he made a few short films, they played here and there, but he dreamed of something bigger, more substantial. He dreamed of spending time in Cannes. Maybe not that big, but something that big. Not knowing who nor where to turn first, and without a script in hand, he turns to an actor-performer whom he has worked with in the past on the strange serial espionage whodunit film, Coke Nose. He's not quite sure of anything yet, but he knows he needs to make a movie, and preferably with an ethnic lead.
So I'm playing myself, kind of? Like, in a way?
This is somewhat important.
Yeah. In a way.
So it's not like a feature adaptation or anything?
No, Chris, you're not gonna be the lead. You're not gonna be the lead in this film.
But you just said it was like the...
It was. I'm saying similar in feeling or whatever. Kind of your character is the same, but I wanna cast like a lead that's kind of more ethnic.
Okay.
You're gonna be like his buddy or something. His white friend.
Okay, so like we go to school together, him and I, or like so. I mean, I have a lot of ethnic friends, so I mean, it's not that difficult for me to sort of be put into that. You know, like I can connect to that. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like me, just going to school or something. I think you should be open to everyone for the lead. Like I'm very progressive with my own work, but I think at the same time, if you really want this film to kind of sort of to happen, to sort of naturally.
No, Chris, what I'm saying is, no, I don't want you in the lead because it's not your character. I want this guy to be, he's trying to make this film, super aggressive guy.
Yeah.
He's got a total desperation. It's not you. You know what I mean?
Well,
you're more of the comic. I know, but you're more of like the comic kind of
lead type. No, maybe. I mean, not for this, but I'm just saying in general that tends to be.
What I'm saying is, do you want to be in this fucking movie or not?
I don't even know what.
That's the bottom line.
His parents are a bit skeptical of his new desire for making feature-length movies, because his past work is shrouded in experiments.
But this was one
often his mother would remark,
What?
"The film is too dark, I can't see anything.
Mostly in car accidents.
Don't you know how to use lights?"
And
His mother didn't understand.
I got sad.
It was an aesthetic choice.
You should be watching depressing documentaries then. You should be watching Ben Stiller movie.
I don't like Ben Stiller movies especially.
You know? What movies do you like?
Depressing movies. Serious kind of movies.
Amir.
Nice movie, Amir. Because these sort of things, it doesn't take you anywhere.
Yeah, especially our face is not going to make you famous. It will take you anywhere. Go find
Find a beautiful
real people with the real play, real story.
And make a movie.
So, he decides that to make a movie, he has to cast beautiful people, or at the very least, real actresses or actors. After an exhaustive search through Craigslist and subsequent cajoling of her agent, he manages to set up an interview with Norwegian commercial actress Claudia. The interview, at least in his eyes, was a success, for the most part.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Who's in it?
Well, it's kind of like cinema verite. I use a lot of real people. I'm in it myself too.
That's great.
Yeah.
Kind of European style.
Yeah, it is kind of European. You're right.
I love that stuff. So what's the story?
Of what?
Of the film.
That's the protagonist. With the character, you're gonna play the love interest. I mean, we're gonna audition and everything. I'm just saying the character that we're here to talk about would be the love interest, and it's kind of the glue that holds everything together. But it's really, she's really a dynamic character because she's kind of insane. No, I'm not judging her, but I'm saying she's kind of like. I mean, I wrote her as having BDD first,
BDD?
Yeah, body dysmorphic disorder. But before that, she was bipolar,
I hate to ask these questions, I never really do, but can I ask what's the budget?
Act 2. The story now leads us to a long-lost land many years ago. Most is forgotten, except for what remains of these nostalgic images. In this rare image, we see the subject before he was born. His father was a natural film director and actor, but gave up in 1998 after a bitter negotiation battle. Here, we see the 1996 production of Golden Heart, which premiered to polarized reviews at the Sundance Film Festival.
فهمیدی؟ غضنفر من همیشه تو رو دوست داشتم. تو همیشه نور چشمی من بودی. بازم باش. آره برو. گفتم که مال خودمون گفتم بشه. بکن. یالا. آره میرسی. چی کار میکنی؟ چی در آوردی؟ هیچی برما بیا بالا ببینم بیا بالا ببینم چیزی در نیومده بیا بالا ببینم بیا خجالت نکشیدی تو صد دفعه بهت گفتم اینجوری که زدن هم دیگه رو کشتن فقط نتیجهش آید ما شو بیشتر حتی نداری خدایا شکره متشکری نوکرتی
In 1980, Iraq went to war in Iran. The family lived in a state of complete fear, both from a repressive government and also from the temperament of war. As the war intensified, a decision was made to flee. Many young men and women and children died in this war. The story goes that when Iraqi jet fighters flew into the city of Tehran, sirens would go off and cause panic in the population. Citizens would run underground, huddle together with their children, and would play together in the dark watching the firecrackers light the night sky. Fast forward many years later, and this is an American high school. 4th of July is a celebration but causes our subject to experience disassociation and flashbacks. Lots of children volunteered to fight in the war. One of their missions was to clear landmines, a way to secure martyrdom. It's all very confusing.
با سلام به امام زمان عجل الله تعالی فرجه الشریف و نائب برحقش این قلب تپنده مستضعفان جهان امام خمینی و شهدای راه حق و حقیقت و مجروحین و معلولین. من مهداد عزیزاللهی اعزامی از اصفهان هستم که 14 سالمه و انگیزه که باعث شد به جبهه بیام واقعا اون برادره که قبلا جبهه بودن و میمدن و برای ما تعریف میکردن که جبهه چه خاصیت ها خوبی داره که مثلا هر کی بره دیگه ساخته میشه از هر لحاظ و دیگه اون ناخالصی هاش و اون گناهاش دیگه در اونجا در جبهه معصیت دیگه نمیشه. من به جبهه اومدم تا شاید بتونم در راه خدا کمک کنم و گناهانمون پاک بشه. الان در حدود 8-9 ماه است که در جبهه بودیم که 3 ماهشو در کردستان بودیم. تو این مدت البته ما هیچ کاری نکردیم. هر کاری که میشد اون کار خدا میکرد. ما فقط وسیله بودیم و همین حالا که ما داشتیم با موتور از خط می اومدیم یه خونپار تقریبا 5 متری ما خورد، قشنگ 5 متری که موجش ما رو تکون داد ولی ما هیچ یک ترکش هم نخوردیم و ما فقط وسیله در این جبهه ها. خودمون هیچ کاری ضعیفیم در مقابل این قدرت ها و اینا. فقط خداست که ما رو یاری میکنه. پدر مادر من اتفاقا اون زمینه که اومدن به جبهه رو خودشون برای من درست کردن و آقا واقعا از اونا تشکر میکنم که اجازه دادن که بیام جبهه و به بقیه پدر و مادرم میگن که اینقدر احساساتی نباشن، وابسته نباشن که فرزندشون بیاد جبهه و واقعا این جبهه ها الان بیان جبهه ها بیان بگذارن فرزنداشون بیان خداشون بیان ساخته بشن در این جبهه ها. به نظر من هر کس حداقل باید 1 هفته رو بیاد و این جبهه ها رو حتی به صورت تماشا نگاه کنه.
Still, our subject wants to make a movie. He drives around, goes into meetings. He's a bit desperate and doesn't have any money. His parents take him back in. It's looking rather desperate.
You could use so many occasions that we have in our life. You never ever took a camera and take it. Like your aunt was here, your uncle was here, your whole family in a celebration of the Thanksgiving, Christmas or Eid. Now, in a sudden, at the no time, no reason, in no mood for anybody, you came and you want to take it for personal, my picture. Does it make sense to you, to anybody at 12 o'clock?
In a pivotal moment, he experiences an existential crisis. Does the dinosaur have anything to do with it? Maybe a relic of his past? A childhood memory or the idea of time passing by? It probably doesn't mean anything. A story is recalled by a father to his son. He read somewhere but can't remember the source. We translate. Act 3. After a few months passed, and some more driving, meetings, failures, false starts, and blind persistence, our subject finds the light of hope. Here, we see our subject on set. Success. He finds a way to make a movie after all. Although it's nothing like it was planned, and it isn't a feature-length movie. No, just a modest short film maybe played here or there. But hell, that counts for something. And it's certainly not all that matters in life. Here's a few behind-the-scene moments. There's real joy. He hopes his parents will be proud, so he doesn't make it experimental. He gets people to put up lights, and he's happy.
Hey, Jen, can you get her iPod?
Roll camera.
Speed.
Shot 6.